Item 4, is there a motion?
Moved. Second. Discussion, Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a short comment on these contracts where the contractors come back with additional unforeseen costs is something that really concerns me, and we continue to see a lot of this. 8.31% of $61 million. Something we really need to take a closer look at how we do business with these contracts, and maybe having rebids on additional work rather than continue to come forward with substantial amounts of additional unforeseen costs. $4.7 million. A real concern of mine. Thank you.
Item 12 is an ordinance.
Councilmember Brown.
Thank you. You know, not often I take the opportunity to speak and explain votes because it does bog down the time here, and we have a lot of work to do as council members looking out for our constituents. And this item number 12 is an example where I can talk about grant money, federal grant money, and the idea that because we're very limited in federal grant monies coming to the city, that we have to fight with others and compete with other cities to get this money is really a silly concept, in my opinion. Not only are we broke in the city of Houston, but we're broke at the federal level. So the idea that we're going to be fighting with our brothers to see who gets the credit to push a friend over the cliff, that's the concept I see here. We also have a situation where what happens if the money runs out? Or when the money runs out? The homeless and the disabled and the underprivileged are being set up, or have been set up. They're dependent upon what is undependable. And that's not right. Our government, as a government, we need to step out of the way and let the local churches and the local organizations or nationwide organization or world organizations step up, and they understand the needs of these folks better than we as government. We have other responsibilities. As we face financial situations here in the city, we need to be taking care of those needs and the infrastructure needs and other issues. As caring citizens, we need to help organizations do their role in taking care of the less fortunate and the underprivileged, because governments will rise and fall, but charity remains through the test of times. In fact, I heard one report where 80% of contributions to nonprofit organizations came from individuals, not even corporations. We're talking about individuals. So we need to believe in mankind, and we can do that, and we don't need to be setting up our folks, people that we care about, with these government funding programs that is furthering the process of the failure of our government at the federal level. And so that's why I'll be voting no on number 12. Thank you.
Item 24 is an ordinance.
Discussion. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you again. This is where I'm not too sure how I'm going to vote on this one. Is this another example where we're kicking the can down the road? We have the temporary use of funds from CUS General Purpose Fund to appropriate pay for CIP projects and authorize reimbursement of these capital expenditures to the COUS General Purpose Fund out of future commercial paper bond proceeds.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
Well, Councilmember, I asked for a meeting with Susan Bandy. I believe Councilmember Adams did as well, to try to understand it, because it is quite complex. And I think for years, previous even to this administration, the can had been kicked down the road. We had this council or the previous council had instituted a hike on our water rates to try to stabilize the system, but there's still a large part of debt due to a lawsuit that you may be aware of. We had delayed some of our infrastructure improvements to the system. This now allows us to catch up. In fact, this is intended as an effort to save money. So PWE, Public Works, is proposing to just appropriate $100 million in cash from our combined utility system instead of using our own money rather than incurring new debt. So This money will just be set aside for 24 months, and it's not expected to be used. It's just an appropriation, so we can then have that as a backup to what we're going to be investing into the system.
In the event that any monies are used, is there a way to get a list of the expenditures?
Yes, absolutely, and I'm sure we could get a report through committee as well, and maybe they could give us an update before the appropriate committee as well. And similar to kind of the discussion that we heard, it's just a legal obligation for us to have the assets to back up our projects, so it
Right.
serves as a backup.
Thank you.